Hello, educators, and welcome to your review of your Wonder Sample Box. My name is Brandon Harvey, National Literacy Specialist with McGraw-Hill Education, and I'm excited to share with you your Wonder Sample. So let's get right into it. First, you're just going to take this lid and lift it down, and then the top comes up and slides right down into the box. Now, the first thing you're going to want to think about when you're evaluating your Wonders resources is that these are built for a 21st century learning classroom. So although you have print resources to review, it's really important that you review digital as well. And so you'll find right here on the front of the box a tear-off sheet that will allow you to go online and get a free 30-day trial so that you can see all the units, so that you can see all of the resources that are there. There's also customized presentations that you can use. There is all of your teachers' editions online, and of course, even more things that are not in the box. So what I like to say is things that are beyond the box. So let's begin our review. The first thing you'll see right here in front, it says, "Welcome to Wonders and start your review here." So this is a great little card that allows you to explore the box. It's going to help you to remember to try out the digital, and if you want to learn more, there's some great places to go online. But this really is going to focus on what are the tools for your students, what are the tools for you as a teacher, and what are tools that'll be great for your classroom. Also, right in the front of the box, you may be interested to know, is that you have your scope and sequence. The scope and sequence is another great tool that you can find online as a PDF format, but also do note that the scope and sequence can also be found in the back of your teacher's edition. Now, let's begin. You're going to see that the box has sort of two sides to it. The left-hand side is the tools for the student. The right-hand side are tools for the teacher. So I'm going to start over here with my student resources. The first thing you're going to see right up front is a brand new tool known as the Reading Writing Companion. This is a consumable, interactive companion, but it is not a workbook. But rather, this is an interactive portfolio, a journal, an opportunity for students to collaborate, also a great opportunity for students and teacher to interact. This is where students are reading with a pencil, annotating text. But of course, at first grade, it's an opportunity for students to practice and apply those all-important foundational skills. So I really encourage you to take a look at what's inside your Reading Writing Companion. We've sampled Unit 2. So do know that everything in the box you have are tools that would allow you to try out or teach Unit 2, Week 2 from Wonders. But if you want to see all the units, you simply log on. So the next thing we see is information about our classroom library trade books. One of the things that makes Wonders so unique is that it is filled with authentic literature. You'll see a range of genres, fiction and nonfiction, and everything in between. But when I look at this and open this up, I'll actually see all of the 24 titles of trade books that we offer for first grade classrooms. You'll also see a sample of the lesson plan support that is provided for that close reading routine that's built into all of our texts. The classroom library trade books are a flexible piece that you can use for independent reading. Maybe you want additional read-alouds, or even book clubs, literature circles. Speaking of literature, you're also going to find that we've sampled a couple of units from our collection of literature. The first softcover one you'll see is for Unit 2. Because in first grade, Units 1, 2, and 3, the authentic literature is softcover and it's just individual units. It's a little more manageable. But as your students grow and as you grow, the second half of the year, Units 4, 5, and 6 are right here in this volume of literature. The great thing about all of these pieces is that these are a collection of 30 authentic texts. They are also full text selections, not excerpts. And so rather than having 30 individual trade books, we simply made it manageable for you and put a cover around it. Now, we know how important not only is it to have a great resource library for your students, we know that one of the key points of any literacy workshop is that small group guided reading table. So you'll find a folder for your leveled readers that can be used in small groups. If you open it up, first thing you're going to see is that all of these leveled readers live online. And even though we've given you a sample, and you have 120 titles at first grade, and you'll see a range of Fountas and Pinnell levels, When you go online, you have access to our A to Z leveled reader database. We've sampled both fiction and nonfiction leveled readers, and these are unique to each set of genre text sets that are found within Wonders. You'll also find support for that guided reading table. So you'll find leveled reader lesson cards that again really kind of reimagine what can happen at the guided reading table. You'll find things like what makes this text complex. You'll see reading and rereading opportunities, being able to guide students and focusing on comprehension, but also those all-important foundational skills. I always like to say, in Wonders, when we read about it, we write about it. So in support of that analytical writing, you'll find that there are opportunities to respond to the text at the small group table. Now, lastly, another piece that you'll be sharing with your students, especially the first half of the year, are big books. And there's a nice little band around here that actually shows you all the different titles for the 15 big books that are provided for the first grade classroom. We've sampled the one that goes again with Unit 2, Week 2, Three Little Dassies. So this is a tool that's used for sharing of instruction, sharing a read aloud, or also could be used for listening comprehension. So I'm going to put this back in the back of my box for first grade. And again, if you want to see all 15 titles, just simply log on. I've got all of my tools here for my leveled readers. But again, if I want to see all those titles and range of titles, I can log on. Got my authentic literature selections here, as well as my trade books. And remember that Reading Writing Companion is really the heart of that instruction to make it engaging for students. And all of the tools for my reading workshop and my writing workshop. You'll find those writing mini lessons in there. Now let's move to the right side of the box. All of the tools for you, the teacher. And the first thing you're going to see right here is your Wonders Teachers Edition. This is one of 6 because we've sampled Unit 2. If you want to see those other units, you can simply log on. Everything in this Wonders Teachers Edition is everything you need for your reading and writing workshop. A couple of things that I think are really important to look at is that I also have tools in here for differentiated small group instruction, whether that's a classic guided reading lesson plan, or maybe I want to focus on skills or strategies. Even Tier 2 intervention is embedded here. I would really suggest that you take a look at our EL instruction. It's second to none to support those linguistically diverse students that we may have in our classrooms. Now, something that is really special within Wonders at all grade levels, but especially first grade, is that we're in collaboration to bring not just reading, writing, listening, speaking, but broadening our definition of what literacy could be. And that's when we're talking about addressing the hearts and minds of our students. And so what you'll find within Wonders curriculum at first grade are social emotional lessons. Things like belonging, care and empathy, task persistence, pro-social behaviors are addressed, but not as an extra thing I have to do. No, it is connected to the literature I'm reading and the themes that are built into your Wonders curriculum. All right, let's continue to explore some of the tools you'll find in your box. You'll see, again, a sampler of the practice book. Again, this is just enough for Unit 2, Week 2. If you want to see the full practice, you can, again, log on, but you'll have everything. We have really doubled the amount of practice, especially for phonemic awareness and phonics, things for handwriting, vocabulary, even take-home stories and decodables are in there if you want to use those. And the great thing, too, is you can print them. You can do them online digitally, and students can submit them back to you. You'll also see assessments. Assessments can also be done pencil paper or online. And you'll see, again, just a sample of assessments for Unit 2, Week 2. But we have even more assessments, such as running records, diagnostic and placement, and for all units online. Now, I love this folder. This is my teaching or supporting resources, all of my hands-on tools that make learning fun and exciting. And so when you open this up, you'll see tools for your sound spelling cards, visual vocabulary cards, high-frequency words, even retelling cards, interactive read-alouds, and station cards. You'll also find, for first grade, a sample of one of our decodable readers right here in front. So you could use these tools. These tools would align with that Unit 2, Week 2 learning. And then just a few other things you'll find, such as resource overviews and research evidence and efficacy, because you want to make sure you're using and choosing a program that works. But we also want to make it work for you. And we know that every classroom is different and every teacher has a unique teaching style. And we call it Teach It Your Way. You will find Teach It Your Way icons throughout your Teacher's Edition that allow you to teach writing in a differentiated manner or give reading instruction differently. Maybe instead of teaching whole group phonics, you like to do word work at the small group table. That's built in to your Teacher's Edition. But also lesson planning. So we have these Teach It Your Way templates so that you can have your mini lessons, small group, and independent resources. Or maybe you like to use Daily 5 or follow a reading writing workshop model. There are templates online that you can fill out, download, print, and slide right into this plastic sleeve, and this snaps in to your Teacher's Edition, and it can follow you as you're moving through the curriculum. Not only can you teach Wonders your way, you can make it your way. One of the things we've seen all across classrooms and even at teachers' homes are things that are kind of big, fancy die-cut machines. Maybe you have one. It's called a Silhouette or a Cricut machine. And so what we've provided are patterns for you to make it your way using one of those Silhouette or Cricut machines. I love this one. It's book bin labels that I could print for my guided reading books. Also, there's a great one to organize all of my Wonders resources. So the slots on this box, we've made sure are the right size for all of those hands-on cards and tools. So Make It Your Way allows you to organize all of these wonderful resources your way and make your classroom special. So I'm going to put all of these tools back in here. Don't forget that overview resource. I love that because it really goes through all of the components and also all of the resources that we've talked about today. You'll also remember that you can go online to see full versions of practice and assessments. And then, of course, the big difference as you're comparing and you're reviewing curriculum is the instruction. I hope you'll take a minute to look at those social emotional lessons from Sesame Workshop, but also the in-depth differentiated instruction and support for ELs that we provide. Thanks so much, teachers, for taking the time to review your Wonders sample box. I know how busy we all are teaching and in our everyday lives, but this is an important decision to make for your classrooms. So thank you on behalf of McGraw-Hill Education for taking the time to review the print and digital resources you'll find in Wonders. Have a great day.